Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. I humbly apologise for being late. Technology has failed me today. Haps just wouldn't get started for me. I turned my phone and said, please rotate your phone. And I really wanted to swear at it and say, I am. But anyway, I am here. I made a little announcement on YouTube that I won't be going live. So hopefully everyone that normally watches me on YouTube finds me here on Facebook today. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, I humbly appreciate you watching the replay. So today I am planning on making 12 cards. I have lost almost 15 minutes, but that's okay. I have done a bit of prep and I am playing with some celebration products today. I have grabbed out 2 sheets of the flower and field paper from Celebration. So let me grab the whole pack. I accidentally redeemed 2 lots of this paper. Now, if anyone is watching, thank you, Margine. I'm so glad someone is here saying hello. Hi, hello again, Susan. Thank you for finding me here. Hello, Heidi. Kay, thank you for watching. We've all got to send Heidi some love. She has no voice, which is a bit sad. So the good thing is she can see me here, but she doesn't have to talk to me. Hello, Miss Deborah. So with the flower and field paper, and I will show you that paper when we flip around, I have grabbed out the new Happy Thoughts sentiment set, and what I want to use is this happy birthday, and we're going to pair it with some of our punches. So I'm not doing any die cutting today, and because we've got daisies in our paper, I grabbed out our daisy lane punch. We will be using this smaller daisy. Hello, Deborah. Everyone's just streaming in. Hello, Joanne. Thank you guys so much for watching me. Hello, Miss Debbie and Mr. Linda. So grab this, and I have already punched out heaps that are sitting under here. So last night I actually pre-thought, no one fall over. I pre-thought about what I was going to do, and I decided to do a bit of prep work. Hello, Norlinga. Long time since I've seen you here live anyway. So yeah, hello, Miss Sylvia. So what I might do, I've also cut my card bases and scored them, so they're all ready to go. So I've done a teensy bit of prep work to make life a bit easier. So I'll flip us around. I'll grab up the replay screen because I'm now, God knows where I am on my computer. There we go. I've half found myself. This is good. Hey, Liz. Yeah, I know I'm late and my multicasting app isn't playing nicely. Hello, Miss Barbara. So Lisa, that just isn't working. No, I'm not on YouTube, Delinda. My app isn't working, so I am only here on Facebook, and I will put the replay up on YouTube, and I'm also not on Haps. So I'm just here, one place. Creates a bit more work for me behind the scenes, but I'm totally cool with that because I prefer to be live in one place than not at all. So I'm here, and I've been to the very dangerous craft store this morning. While I flick around, I'm going to ask for your guys' advice. I've had a self-healing mat probably for about 15 years. And I recently did some heat embossing just on the corner of the self-healing mat. It has buckled and I can't get it back straight. So I went to the craft store. I bought a larger, newer self-healing mat, but I still like my old self-healing mat. I have put it out in the sun in the hope that it would not melt it, but heat it back into its original shape. And that hasn't worked. Oh, thank you, Delinda. I appreciate the support. If you have any advice on how to get that corner of my self-healing mat, it's another company's self-healing mats and it's a competitor, so I'm not going to mention them, but it was before I even knew about Stampin' Up. So yes, and I do like it, but the one I bought is bigger and I think I'll like it as well. But anyway, heaps of you are coming in, so I'd love your advice about how to flatten my self-healing mat, because I think I've tried everything I can think of. Hello Trudy and Catherine and Kathy and Susan and Angie, Anita and Kalina. Hello everyone. There are 22 of you here today. I love it. Putting it in the sun makes it worse. I know, I've been there and done that. Okay, Kathy. Hello, Carol. I'm going to flick you guys around. Well, look, I'm okay if it gets worse now because I have a replacement, but the silly sticky stuff they used on it, you have one buckled and one not. Yeah. Yes, I have. I actually put the 2 big F blocks on it and my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, Trudy, overnight. Was that Trudy that said that? No, sorry, Lisa. And I put it on there overnight. And it looked good for a little bit, but it was still buckled. I'll turn off my light and I will come back to the chat. You know, just the everyday trials and tribulations of crafting, really. But yeah, I just thought I'd ask my my brain's trust here, because I know most of you are fairly experienced crafters and would know. And oops, I can hear myself, which is not desirable. Lucky it's only low volume. I want the mute. Thank you. Yeah, since you're experienced, but I had a choice of colours. I could get green, I could get purple, and I could get grey. And I decided to get grey because then thank you, Sheila, so much for finding me. I truly appreciate it. I got grey because it's neutral and it shouldn't taint the colours I put on top of it too much. So that's where I'm at. That's been my adventure this morning because I had time. So let's have a look at the Flower and Field paper. So I am using these 3 papers in my class on Sunday, which I still have space at, but limited spaces. I also used this paper for my customer cards at the beginning of the catalogue. I like this, but I'm not sure about it. Then we've got our shaded spruce leaves on the back. We have our white and pink, red and pink flowers, and that has the floaty flamingo stripe. So as you can see, even though I've got 2 packs, I have used quite a lot of this paper. But we are going to make 12 cards today and already have card bases ready to go. We're going to put our paper to the side. Now this paper can be earned free at the moment for the next less than 2 weeks. So up until the 28th of February, this paper can be earned free as part of celebration, which I love. So that's why I want to use it. I want to love it because I do like majority of the patterns in here. Now I am being smart and I'm cutting 2 pieces at once because it is paper and it isn't cardstock. So we can cut 2 pieces at once and we should get 6 card fronts out of each piece, which equals 12 cards. Hello, Miss Shelley. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing, Angie. I appreciate it so other people can find me. Oh, die cutting chickens. Angie, I didn't buy the chickens this time. I have shared one card, and there's a vintage card from 2017. I have shared one card that I made using the chickens, but I don't even have the set anymore. And I will be making another card. I will be sharing another card, but I haven't rebought them, nor have I bought the new set. And my chicken loving stepdaughter, who actually owns, I think, 6 chickens, she's not a she's picky with her owls and her chickens, and this one didn't float her boat. Otherwise I may have bought it for her birthday in April, but she's told me reliably that she went, yeah, no, these chickens aren't my style. But she liked the rooster set. We had a set with a rooster in it, also a number of years ago, and she liked that and got that, or I gave it to her at the time. So, which was lovely. Ah, that's perfect, Angie. Look, I don't not love the chickens. I just have enough stamp sets, and other favourites came in first. But I did buy the Hey Girlfriend set for her daughter, my granddaughter. I'm yet to ink that up. I think that and the Butterfly Brilliance are the only stamp sets that I haven't inked up. Hello, Miss Glenda. Thank you for joining. And the Butterfly Brilliance isn't available to customers yet, and the Hey Girlfriend, that's the only one that hasn't seen ink. So I think I'm doing pretty well. 2 months into a 6-month catalogue. So yes, now these are my little scrappy scraps. They may go on insides of cards, not sure, but there's only 6. So I have my card fronts. I have my basket. I'm out of little baskets at the moment because they are all being used, because I'm in the middle of assembling my my Christmas Stampathon cards. I did some assembly last night of those, and I have the embellishment that I've made in one, and then I have all the card fronts in the other. But yeah, it's all fun and games. So I stamped this medium daisy from Daisy Lane, and you know what I've realised? We are not very straight today. I am going to fix my camera. Don't know what's going on. That's a bit better. That's better. Okay, so we have the smaller daisy from Daisy Lane with the coordinating punch. And I just cut strips of my Whisper White cardstock. I stamped them in Pool Party, and I am going to line this up. These are my last two. Hello, Miss Maria. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Linda. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I knocked you girls again. You better believe that my tongue was just trying to get in the right spot to get that out. Lucky you can't see me, hey? Okay, and punch. Why is it the ones that I punch live have turned out perfectly, yet the ones I punched last night were not perfect? So I can discard that piece. My punch did a beautiful job. It can go over there. So I did start out by punching a few black ones that I thought I could colour, but then I changed my mind and went with the pool party ones, but I will be doubling them up. Next, I haven't stamped these, so I'm going to take the Happy Thoughts stamp set. Now this is a $1 Million Achievers stamp set, just sentiments. So all of these sentiments are fantastic, and you can use them for both inside and outside your cards, which is also very, very useful. Yay, Carol, you do have me live. You do indeed. So I need to make a surprise more birthdays. So I'm going to use Happy Birthday, because when we had a blackout the other week, I got 2 months of birthday cards ready, addressed, written, stamped, ready to send out in the mail for when the birthdays come. So I was rather chuffed with myself, really, that that I got those done. So rubber cling, pick it up with the clear block. I need to assemble one of these flowers because we're going to be playing around. I think I just want to stamp it in white on black, but I'm not 100% sure. So what do you think? If I stamp that in black on white and then punch it out with one of our fancy label punches, I'm thinking maybe our story, is it the story label punch? I'm thinking it will fit, because I've been using the everyday label punch quite a bit. Let's see. It fits lovely in there. So I'm thinking that. Now I'm just offsetting my flower here. Now I will, when these are all dry, fluff the petals, which is a bit hard when I scalped my finger yesterday. In a drawer. Me and drawers aren't friends at the moment, I've decided. Me and drawers are mortal enemies because I keep on getting fingers caught in them. I cracked this nail 2 weeks ago in a drawer, closing it with my full body weight behind it. White on black. Okay, Deb. Great. Let's get a moving. So I am using my Memento ink because it is beautiful and black. I just love, because you know there's black and there's black, and this is black. So leaving it there a few seconds to transfer. That's not too bad for the first stamp. Hopefully now that there's a bit of a residue, we will get it darker and darker and darker. Well, as dark as it'll go. Now I'm going to do 2 and then just check my spacing. Look, they're not going to be perfect because I'm not using the Stamparatus. I could be using Stamparatus if... oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear, Carol. Okay, so this really, really does fit nicely in the punch. So what I want to do, I want to center the happy. So I'm trying to center the happy in between here as much as I can. Well, look at that. That looks great. Nice and simple. How are we going? Not too bad. Okay, I will keep going with my stamping. So I wanted to do some stamping with you girls. I did. Oh. As I said, I did want to do some stamping with you girls. I'm going to play smart now, and I'm going to put this ink pad on here, and then hopefully I won't mark my mat. You know, stranger things have happened. Oh, that one was nice and black. So I get 4 aside, and I want to do 12. I don't know whether I'll get 4 out of the next side or not. We will wait and see. Or leaving it extra time to transfer is helping a lot. Okay. They don't need to be perfect. They just need to be handmade. Just want to bring that down a titch if I can. Right. Done. Now, let me... I can't, but I can get the in-betweens. So I can get 7 out of this, which is perfect. Is that both out, doll? Awesome. My lovely husband has just hung out the last load of washing because we had lots of rain this morning, and now we have sunshine, blue skies, and lots of humidity. But good drying washing weather, which I already needed to do washing. So it is all out online, which is great because he's getting some photos done tomorrow for a work project. So we don't know where the photos will happen, so we don't want washing on the line looking all naff while we do that. So do you like this happy birthday stamp? Do you like the mixed font? Or tell me what you think of the Happy Thoughts stamp set while I do these. They don't take long, and I like that I'm keeping it simple by going punches here. So keeping it simple, doing the punching. Not doing anything too fancy. 2, 4, 6. Yes, that was 7 out of that in the recycling bin. I don't have any other scraps that are big enough. So let's... Oh, that's a whole card base. That will be my thick Whisper White, not my Whisper White. No. That's a silly idea. Silly, silly, silly idea. Okay. I'm going to cut this down so then I don't get ink over the whole sheet. And I'm just going to do a quick measurement here. If I make it 4.5 centimeter strips, which is 1 3/4 of an inch. For those who play in Imperial, I actually play in both metric and Imperial, depending on which measurement's closer and easier. But that's okay. Yes, that's exactly right. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. You love, oh, I'm so glad you guys love the stamp set. You like the mixed fonts. Oh, I say it all the time, or I say handmade, not Hallmark, Susan. That's my other one, handmade, not Hallmark. Sorry, just checking your things. Yes, it is a very nice set for all occasions. Okay, let's do a few more. And I'm liking bringing the ink pad to the stamp set so I can make sure I'm getting nice even coverage. Leave it there. That's nice. I do tend to like to put the ink pad to the stamp rather than the other way round. Just gives me a bit more control, but I know everyone is different. I moved on that one, but it's a passable image, as one of my crafty peeps that I watch would say. A man on a horse riding by wouldn't notice. Okay, so I had 7 and I've got 4. So that makes 11. So if I do another strip, that will give me enough scope. I probably should have cut that in the first place. That's okay. That's okay. So what do I say? 4 1/2, or thereabouts, approximately. And this can now go in my scraps. Oh, hello, that's not my opticians, Deborah. And I know you don't live near me, so you can't visit my optometrist where I work. I do hope you get a nice bill of health. If not, you get glasses that will help you see better. Are you short-sighted or long-sighted? I'm both. Although I've only needed reading stuff in the last 5 years. It must be all the crafting. No, Susan, I had a stash of Whisper White, so I'm not onto my basic white yet. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I made an extra one. Never an issue. I don't mind having an extra one. And I've got one here as well. Okay. Just want to clean these stamp sets because they are now done, and I was very smart and pre-moistened this side with my Stampin' Mist, which I would never, ever, ever be without. Just works so beautifully. So the Stampin' Mist cleans and conditions our red rubber cling stamp sets, and this Stampin' Scrub wet, scrub clean, dry. So that's ready to put back in our cases and clean and ready to go for next time. And this does, I just close it. All your extras are going in the bin, not the use it up box. You need more spray. Add it to your wish list, Lisa. I do have basic white. Who was asking? Sorry. Yeah. I do have basic white, Susan, but I just want to get through the old stuff yet first. I actually don't have anything on my wish list at the moment. It's a bit odd that I don't. But, you know, that's the way life goes. Now, how long did it take you guys to realise that you use your punches upside down? Just curious to know. And then it's not going to rip now. Ah, okay, cool. That works, Cindy. So this will go in my scraps bag. I have a funny feeling I'm going to run out of the dimensionals that I have here on my table, and I will need to stand up and grab some more, but that isn't a bad thing. It just is. So just doing really batch kind of work today. Do you know what? I am going to leave that one. That was one that I said was passable, but if I've got enough, I would prefer to use other ones. So dimensionals, where are they? $10. They are in here. See, so don't have enough dimensionals. Definitely not. You are my scissors. They are back where they're meant to be. Right, fair enough, Miss Cindy. So I'm just going to use 2 dimensionals. Could go overboard, but 2 is enough for the moment. So I've got all my card bases done. I've got all my card fronts cut. I'm ready to make my flowers with a titch of glue. I'm going to leave these outside bits for another day just because I'm doing so many. Let me grab a new sheet. Oh, and it's the last sheet of this pack. Lucky I have more. I've always done it so I can see where I'm punching. Yes, that's exactly right, Barbara. That's exactly right. Oops, sorry. It was just a funny request. So I will use these, but I'm just not using them right now, if that makes sense. David, are you okay, or do you just need to drink some water? He's coughing. Or he might need Ventolin. Who knows? I have started buying more $15 stamps since I use Dimension. I'm not sure that makes sense, Cindy. Hello, Miss Pamela. How are you this fine day? I hope it's fine. How's everyone going with your storms in the US? An Instagram lady I follow. She, well, she's from Texas, but she's currently in Colorado. So if you follow her, you will know who I'm talking about. She's not a crafter at all. Well, I think she has been, because she went on a retreat with some crafty ladies, which I was a bit gobsmacked at, really, and went, oh my god, I can hear so-and-so's voice in the background. Oh, 15 cents. Right, okay, ice tonight in Connecticut, okay. And we're having a very, very mild summer here, girls. Very, very mild summer. So it's not those horrible high 30s, 40 degree, which is like 110 or something. Or 105, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We're not having those super hot days. We've had a couple, but last year with the bushfires we had all the consecutive days, but we haven't this year. Oh, okay. Oh, so all the snow is now turning to slush. Such joy. And she was saying in Texas, because yes, they do get snow, but they don't have the infrastructure to deal with the snow. So there was like a huge pile up at her parents' house at Fort Worth, which I know made the news over there. A nice warm day. Yes, Elizabeth, it's beautiful here.
I'm not sure I understand.
A bit humid because it's rained this morning, but a beautiful day. I like it when there's sunshine, even if I'm not out in the sunshine. I like it when there is sunshine. Okay, next. And do you know what? I think because I'm making so many of these, I will not be fluffing the, I won't be fluffing the whatchamacallits. Apparently my watch is telling me to stand up. I won't be fluffing the petals, but I'll show you one with it fluffed when I get there. Okay, so I just want them offset, because I think if you use one, yeah, it's a flower, but when you use 2 or 3, it looks like a beautiful full flower. And using the Tombow or the multi-purpose glue just gives me that wiggle room. You could also use glue dots, but this just gives me the wiggle room to get it into place. And what I plan on doing is colouring the flower centre with like a so saffron blend, just to match the flowers in the flower and field paper. So if I lay a couple of these out at a time, this shouldn't take long. So just doing all the things in one step and making sure I don't glue the wrong flowers, because that might, oh, look at that, got that down perfectly first time. Oh, black one isn't going to help me. Now, as I said, all the stamping of these is not perfect, but neither is nature and the petals in nature. So that's what I'm sticking with, and that's just what life will be. I'm not, like this one on the top isn't stamped perfectly. If I wasn't picking and if I was picking and choosing, that would be a base layer, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 5 more. But I swear, no, 8. So I need 4 more. 2. Oh, I think we'll be using a black one, which I can colour. I will show you me colouring a black one. How about that? Okay. So I'll show you how that turns out. Ooh, nice fireplace. Still too hot for you, Carol. Hang on. I love spring and autumn too, Carol. They are my favourites. They really, truly are. And this really is spring, autumn weather. So all the eastern seaboard in Australia is having nice weather. Thank you for confirming that. We've got south in Victoria, me in the middle, and then Queensland up north. So that's a very nice weather report today, girls. Thank you for that. If I could disengage my finger, that'd be helpful. I will get it up. Perfect. And then I just have one leftover flower, which I'm totally cool with. Do you know one? That one may even make it into recycling, being one singular flower. But I do like the detail in the black. So you can see them side by side. You can see just how that detail pops with the black. Okay, I'm going to grab just, I think this is no Dark Daffodil Delight. I want So Saffron. Or So Saffron is in the paper. 34, Deb. Oh, that's getting a bit warm. So that's on the Deb is on the western side of Australia, which is the difference between the east coast and the west coast of the US. It's just we've got desert in between. So do we like those yellow centers? I like them. They're not my favorite, but I do like them. And then I want to grab Dark Pool Party. This Dark Pool Party, and just not perfect, handmade, because we are using it. Okay, so we've made that pool party-ish. It's not perfect, but these ones we're not colouring with the pool party. We could do a swiper pool party, but for 12, I'm really not going to. But what I do want to grab is my mini dimensionals and then flip all these over and put a mini dimensional on the back. Or do we need mini dimensionals? I think we do. I think we do. So you can see how that marker came through just a titch. We are finished with this. So we're getting there, girls. Thank you for hanging with me while I made these cards that I desperately... Yellow centres are nice. Our central part of Australia is desert, Cindy. I know I have been to the Grand Canyon when I was a younger, mid-teens. I went to the Grand Canyon. So I have been there. I've seen your desert. It is very different to the Australian desert though. So we don't necessarily, well, we do up north. We've got Kakadu, which has lots of canyons and waterways and stuff like that. And we do have Great Lakes in the middle. Oh my dear word, I shouldn't have done that on wet ones. Spin, 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 keep spinning. Why isn't that working? It's not loving me. Spin, spin, spin. Hold the bottom, spin the top. Okay, we are just going to, that's a bodgy one. I don't know what's making it so bodgy. But anyway, these are going to go back in the basket as I make them. Hopefully these ones will be better because they are not wet. And the glue would have dried. Okay, right. So just finishing them off with this yellow center. I could, you know, I could shade it, but who has time for that when you're making 12 cards, really? Not I. So just mostly colouring it in. Be good if I could pick these up. I hope you girls are talking between yourselves. And that's all of them coloured, so that was actually pretty quick. Now flip them all over. So I did want to make this a bit special. I could have, with this card, just added the sentiment, but I just need, you know, that's a lovely card, but it's not special. So I did just need to add a bit more, and we could, depending on how we're going for time, because this is going to be a bit of a longer video because I'm making 12 cards. And I do just want to get them done. And I possibly should have folded all those card bases before I came on, but you're going to watch me fold all those card bases. And I wanted to show you that I use, for the mass producing of card bases, I do actually use my trimmer. So I'll show you that next, because that is the next spot we're up to. So we've got all our bits and bobs ready to go on our cards. Now we need to start our card bases as such. Come on, get off. Right. And I have to be mindful to help David at just before 2 o'clock, because he's doing a video himself, but I just help him get everything in frame and shot before he goes live. Now, don't you like to make, yes, Zoom is in great need. Sorry, I somehow got rid of the video. Whoa, hold on. Right, card bases, trimmer, and I need our bone folder, and I just use our corner here. Just use our corner up. That way it's a little easier. One done. Zoom, yes. You'll need to, maybe I can facilitate a Zoom in early March. Oh, second glass of wine. If I wasn't driving to get the kids a Canadian Club while I'm doing this, Canadian Club and Dry, would go down a treat. But then I'd be making these slower. So I just like using my trimmer because you do get that cardstock perfectly in the corner. Okay, they can just go there. These can go this way. Yes, that's why I wanted to show you. I also often use a Stamparatus, and just helps get everything square, Lisa, because you're using that corner. Although this card is not, yeah, that card's pretty good. Although the edges, this pack that I've got of the thick, which isn't the basic white, it's the Whisper White, is it's a bit frayed on some pieces. Some pieces are a bit bodgy, but that's okay. I'm hoping you non-Australians know what bodgy means.
I can find budgie that's okay on Apple Music.
Well, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. And I didn't say budgie, I said bodgy. How did I get ink all over my finger? Always, always, always. He's learning. We're learning at the moment, Cindy. We did go for a drive the other day. I am at the point I can show him how to do parking, but I haven't got, like when I was learning to drive, I had a great driving instructor who had great tips and tricks. And that's sort of where we're at. We did a couple of roundabouts over the weekend because you can't really get anywhere from our house without encountering roundabouts. So I'm at the point where I want to pay for some professional lessons, and then they can start driving to their sporting activities and things like that, and that will make life easier and get those hours up, because I think it's 120 hours of driving before you can even consider booking in for your we call them provisional license or P plates, because us as Aussies like to shorten everything, so it's P plates. Okay, so that's our card pieces done, and now what I do is I flip this whole pile over, and then we get a gluing. I don't think we need that mat, but I am going to be smart and put the glue on the card base today. It's my Siri on my watch. Yeah, exactly, because each...
Could you try again?
Because I shouldn't have said that out loud, but anyway.
I'm not sure I understand.
I'll cancel you off in a sec. Good, you cancelled off, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to put the glue directly on the card base to make life easier. So just going, because we've got the black base in the paper, using the Whisper White just makes that whole card front pop. And because we've repeated we've repeated all the colours except for the green in the embellishments, it'll work perfectly. So do you think, just your initial thoughts, do you think I should do portrait or landscape cards, or a mix of both? So portrait, landscape, or mix. I don't know how that just happened. I got glue on my... And they don't have to be perfect, they just have to be done. Mix. Oh, okay, we're going a mix. Both. Okay, so we can do 6 and 6. Ah, thank you. I'm glad you think of me when you do that, Cindy. I can't even remember who taught me how to do it, to tell you the truth, because I saw other people doing it and it wasn't great, and it hurt my head a lot. So, you know. So then I don't know. Someone tell me, someone before me. Hello, Mrs. Wilson. You all do dots. Hello, Maria. Thank you for joining. So everyone does dots now because of me. Sometimes the dots don't work. And I do need to add extra glue. But most of the time, if everything's flat that I'm adding together and nothing's buckled, the dots are more than enough. Okay. Yeah, that one's a bit How's Your Father, but you know. No problems at all, Nick. I've got a bit of a long one. We're making 12 cards. We're now up to Mega Assembly. I did do, which I'm thankful for, some prep last night while I was watching the end of A Discovery of Witches. Don't know if anyone else has watched or is watching that TV series. I finished season 2 last night. I very much enjoyed the series. The girls at work got me onto it, got me onto the first series, which I enjoyed immensely. I'm watching a lot of sci-fi, which not sci-fi, but like supernatural stuff at the moment. I watched is it called Unbelievable? It's on Netflix. It was a dubbed series, but because I was crafting while I was watching it, the dubbing didn't annoy me. Yes, I think so, Glenda. I think so. And if you need more glue, you can always do bigger dots or more smaller dots. But yes, I think so. And I always found it, I always got gluey hands doing the squiggles because I was getting all the edges and there was nowhere for me to hold the piece of paper. So for me, that part was quite difficult. Yes, Nicole, I have watched all of Lucifer. Although, for those who have watched the Miranda series, which is Miranda Hart, and she did a sitcom series called Miranda, he plays Gary in Miranda and does his normal English accent. His accent on Lucifer is not his normal voice. Oh yes, Dr. Cindy, Dr. Blake in real life in Australia actually has some not so fun charges against him. So I can't see there being another Dr. Blake series because of those charges. So I doubt that made American news or anything, but there are some charges against Craig McLachlan, who plays him in Australia, and that's why they did the Mrs. Blake series with Nadine Gardner, who I love Nadine. I've always loved Nadine since she was a younger actress. They did a Mrs. Blake series instead of him being in it. Because of said charges. So yes, you know, and you were distressed over it. Look, I don't know how. Okay, Glenda, not a problem. You give dots a try and please report back to me. I'm down to my last 2. This has been a good chat session while we do this. So no one's watched Discovery of Witches, so hopefully, although it was playing on Foxtel here in Australia, I have no idea what network it'd play with in America, and I don't know if it'd be on Binge, which is a pay service in Australia for those of you who don't have Foxtel. I've also watched Devils at the moment with McDreamy in it. That was quite a good series, very different character for him, but that was a good series. I've watched lots of stuff recently. I've had lots of time. Yes, A Discovery of Witches. It is a book series, so adapted from books. So hopefully there'll be a fair few series available. Sorry, just need to take a drink break. I've been most terrible drinking water today. I went out to the craft shop to Spotlight for those Aussies here. And I walked through all the craft aisles and I closed my eyes. And oh my God, their stamp section is pitiful. Like seriously, the amount or lack of stamps that they had was terrible. Ew, I quite like that. Okay, dish. Let's get sticking and plonking. Now you could put these anywhere. You can put them in the middle. I'm kind of a rule of thirds girl. So I like to put this about 2/3 down or 2/3 up. Then I have my mini, and it can go left or right, up or down, up to you. But I do like it overlapping because it creates that connection. So that is the card, and I think I will wink the petals, and you can also curl them. That's what I was going to show you now that they're dry. So what I do, you can use a bone folder. I actually can't use a bone folder to do it. And also helps that I have nails. I just run my finger along the petals and cardstock, and that just curls them. But once you put it in a card, it does kind of flatten as well. They did look. They had Spotlight over here carries a lot of American crafts brands, so they had a lot of the older American crafts stuff. But yeah, it's certainly not what it used to be. Like I used to buy when I was scrapbooking and not card making or part of Stampin' Up at all. They had a good range of single pieces, so I didn't have to buy a whole collection. But these days, I suppose the way things are going, you buy the collection, and that's how we sell our papers, by the collection or the collaboration of stuff. Like you can't just buy this daisy paper, you have to, or you earn the whole Flower and Fields paper collections. So yeah, so I'm going to make six portrait, 6 landscape. And I'm going to do some left and some right. And this is the Story Label Punch, which I'm so glad. It's one of those punches that came out in a limited release and then carried over, because I just like, especially for a sentiment like this, and the thank you and the thinking of you as well, it's not square, where the everyday label punch has the square edges. This is just a bit more rounded, a bit softer, and I very much like that. Just my opinion, for anyone who wanted it. Thank you very much, Miss Heidi. The author of the book lives in your area. That is so cool. Yes, so do I. I just don't... Yes, the stamps were terrible. And the brand, I think they're an Australian brand. I don't want to know. And really, one of the stamps that they had, I bought so many years ago, I almost laughed out loud in the shop. I almost laughed out loud and went, seriously. That stamp is so old. It was a music stamp, which I probably still own, but I now have the Music from Your Heart, which is a retired Stampin' Up one, which I actually have to use because I need to make a card for one of the men who has left at Lachlan's band. So, yes. Okay, so this is the difference between the black and the white flower. I actually like both, but I did have to colour that one in. So tell me whether you like the black flower or the pool party flower, just out of curiosity. I know this paper is beautiful, Cindy. I do like it, and if I don't like the A side of the paper, I like the B side. So I like papers like that. I don't need to like all 12 designs, but as long as I like 6 of the 12 designs, I think I'm getting a pretty good deal. But more often than not, there are a number of papers where I like both sides and I feel very torn and betrayed that I can't have like 4 sheets instead of 2 of those ones that I like. So if I've done 6, 2, 4, 6. So I've done my 6 portraits. They're all done. So let's go our 6 landscapes. And we'll see. These will look a little different. And I won't go middle for these. I will sort of go thirds lengthways rather than thirds in the height. So, oh God, that's not straight at all. Not that it needs to be straight, but it needs to be somewhere near straight. Black, but like both. Yes, so this is Jackie's $1 million stamp set, actually. So this is her $1 million stamp set that she designed. I've actually sat in some meetings with Jackie. She's such a lovely lady. Had a lot of wisdom to share, which was, I like it when the larger demonstrators don't just sit there, but they share things as well. And she's a very lovely lady. She was off in her trailer, which was very nice. So hopefully I get to chat with her again one day. Be nice to even meet her in person. Be very nice, but that ain't happening this year because I'm not allowed to go over. I think I'd be, no offense, silly to go to the US this year, but yeah. Do I have enough of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yes, I do. It just doesn't look like enough. So, are we using Wink Stella? I know Jamie's not here to answer that. We all know what Miss Jamie's answer would be. Whoop. Stuck together. Jackie is a Southern lady, right? Yeah. Mind you, I haven't sat in meetings with all of the top American demos, but yeah. The ones I have, Dawn Orszewski and Jackie I have, and they are both beautiful women. But you girls are all nice. I've not met any that aren't, but it's just commenting that it's nice for them to share their wisdom and what works for them. Then you can model some stuff for yourself off that, which is always nice. You set up, Dom? Okay, do you need me to help? Not yet? Okay, I'm almost finished these cards. Everyone needs sparkle. Okay. I know, I will. She's probably hard at work and is having a later lunch break. But I'm very glad that I did a lot of the prep work for this. Otherwise, we would have been here for 2 hours and not a bit less than an hour and a half. But that's okay. I love you girls, so I don't mind spending the time with you. Now, is there something on Thursday that, while I finish these off, is there something on my Thursday video that you are dying for me to show? Whether it be some paper or whether it be a stamp set. Oh, I am totally there with you, Cindy. Okay, this is the black one, which we're just going to do that with, and no one saw it go in the recycling bin. But I'm now a bit miffed that I didn't do them all black. But I do like the softness of this, and I saved myself a lot of work. Okay, Wing Costella time. Right. Just a quick swipe. Not being particular. And we're not adding any extra embellishments, so it's just nice to add the wink. And it's just, and you don't see it unless you get it on the right angle. So I'm so glad I have these cards for my May and June birthday cards, which is where I'm up to in my stash of birthday cards. I think all the labels are done for those months. I just need to choose the cards. I need to grab an envelope. I always stamp the envelopes, and I stamp the insides of the cards and do a very simple greeting because I do so many. So tell me, do you like it portrait or landscape, or it doesn't matter because they're the same elements? Do you like one better than the other? So, landscape, portrait. Now is your time to tell me the preference. But I'm glad you girls could see the black daisy as a point of difference. Do you know what? I think I still like the white daisy. Looking at it, I still like the white and pool party daisy. This one is striking, but I think that one just pops more. Haven't even had to squeeze this yet. Must be a juicy one. Both. Each has its own merit. Landscape for this card. Ah, okay, Colleen. I think I have to go. I need to make a landscape card, or if I have a certain stamp I want to use and it'll work more naturally on a landscape card, I definitely do go landscape. I do like doing landscape cards. But like for my class this weekend, I think I have 1 landscape and 3 portrait. So I think I naturally go to portrait cards as well. And do you know what? I think that's a carryover from the general card or greeting card industry. They have always done portrait cards. So I think that's, yeah, generally me too. But everyone seems to both. Yeah, I have, I knew I was Nick, I knew I was mass producing today, so yeah, I am organised, but you've seen me craft totally unorganised. Yeah, I just like to show my customers a landscape card so they don't forget that, hey, a landscape card is an option, and you girls as well. So the only thing I have to add to these cards is my sticker on the back, and what I will do is grab out everything that I used. So I use the Daisy Lane and Happy Thoughts stamp set. I used I think it's called the medium daisy punch. I used Pool Party and Memento inks. I used Pool Party, well, I more used, look, I'll leave them both there, but you could definitely fill in. So I used Dark So Saffron and Dark Pool Party. I used Winker Stella. That's all I used. And the 2 pieces of paper. I didn't use as much as what I thought. So maybe, no, I'll just leave it there as this card. So that is everything I have used today. Oh, no. We lie. So I also used the story label punch. How can we forget the story label punch? So 2 inks, the yellow, we use the story label for the sentiment, and use the Daisy Lane with the daisy punch. So I hope I've showed you how you can make mass producing 12 cards, which is 2 sheets of 12 by 12 designer series paper, nice and easy. And I could also go in and use one of these on the inside, and if I was to do that, I would set it up on my Stampin' Magic. Thank you, Rose. Yes, enjoy the replay. The YouTube replay will be up tomorrow night, my time. Landscape. Yes, good. Yeah, I try and do both. It's just easier in this layout that I show the portrait card. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Have an amazing couple of days, and I will see you on Thursday. If you have any suggestions, I will go back and see if anyone had. Yes, you do have to plan your trip out here. Hello, Kathy. Sorry I miss you, and I miss Rose as well. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments on what you would like me to play with on Thursday. So, yeah. It is a bit 80s retro. It is indeed, even 60s retro with the daisies. But, yeah. I'm just scrolling back and making sure I haven't missed any comments, because that is the I hate doing that, not acknowledging people. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you'll have to message me, Nick, and tell me what you're doing at TAFE. I seem totally out of the loop. But you can watch my replay if you get a chance, Nick. My replays are always here. But thank you, girls, so much for joining me. I appreciated the chatter and just hanging out. And I will see you guys Thursday lunchtime, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully I'll be multicasting and that will be working. Thanks, guys. Bye.